What did you do on your Chinese virus vacation? Well, my first project was building end tables for my daughter Sunny. This one took a while, took a lot of wood, took me over 2 weeks, and basically a whole lot of processing. Tons and tons of planing, more sawdust and wood chips than you'd ever want. It was a lot of fun though. I built something similar for a couple years ago for a cool little table in their foyer vestibule. Same design, just it was a little taller and narrower. With these, it was a pretty simple process. I just matched what I did before and changed the style. She sent me a photograph and I basically matched them. It's all hardwood, all recycled pallet wood, of course. And here's the final product in her living room. We gave her the couch a couple years ago. Worked out quite well. This little project I did with my neighbor Sean. He wanted some cases for some old albums. Worked out quite well. My next project was to build a new storage box for the studio on the front porch. I really used pallet wood on this. It was just some pretty traditional stuff and then used some good solid for the corners. Quick little project for my wife, a little picnic table and a little chipmunk. And of course, working on the truck is a never-ending process. It keeps on rusting, but 30-year-olds, what do you get? No car payment at least. Something to do. This is a project that I came from my brother-in-law Brian. He's got a ski machine, so I basically took a ski machine and worked on that. This is a project I did for my granddaughter Frankie Mae. Had a chance to get out the lathe and turn the spindle. Could have bought it, but it's a lot more fun to turn it myself. Solid oak. The original design came from my wife's son's grandfather. You can see the one over in the right hand corner. A lot of process, but it was a lot of fun to do. I really enjoyed it. And here's Frankie Mae on a rocking horse. Her mother says she still uses it and likes it. It was fun. This is a quickie project I did for a wedding client. They bought some digital images, so I built them a little box for a thumb drive. More pallets. We have an ugly gas meter on the side of the house, so I've always wanted to cover it up with something, so I built a little outhouse to cover up the gas meter. Worked out pretty good. It was a quick and painless little project. Probably took about a day or so. It was really neat. Had a lot of fun with it. Built a stand for water storage. We use a lot of water storage for the pond and other uses, so it works out really, really well. Well, more projects with the truck. Had some separation on the pads, and luckily I had some more pads hanging around, so it actually popped right out of the wheel cylinder, so I totally rebuilt the drum brakes on both sides just for the fun of it. Neighbor needed a tree cut down, so wandered over there and basically pulled it down and cut it. Worked out quite well. Here's more wood. Always need more wood. Something to do. I like to split wood. It's a lot of fun. Uh-oh, another wood project. My wife's wanted another cabinet in the kitchen, so I matched the other cabinets that I'd built over the last basic 20 years. So instead of purchasing the maple, I got into my large storage pile and got maple. Along the way, I built a new plasma cutter straight edge. Worked out pretty good. Really makes it easy to cut any type, but this was expanded stainless steel expanded metal that I put into both doors. Worked out really, really well. It's just got poly on it. I like it when it yellows. It gives a nice patina. It will definitely darken over the years. You can see the other cabinets on the other side. More pallet wood. Once you start working on one thing, more and more needs to get done, so I decided to put a skin on the back door. I built a large front door years ago, but it was just way too much work and I didn't really have the energy to do it. So I took 3/4 inch and only picked oak, and my idea was just to put it on the steel door that was there. I welded the steel frame so no one could wander through there and attached it to the door itself. The door was a lot thicker, so I had to weld on an extension onto the door. I couldn't figure out how to buy one, so I just made one. It cost me absolutely nothing. It was a lot of fun. I also built one of my security door locks for the door itself. This is my 5th that I've done so far. This was a fun design. Worked out really well. I've had to put some spacers on it and miscellaneous. Hey, there I am. My daughter wanted a gift for her husband for Father's Day, so first time I've ever made a cornhole game. It was a lot of fun. Got out my mom's Singer sewing machine that's older than I am. Made the bags myself. Did a little art. Of course, the feet are made out of hardwood. And it's a Jackson Pollock design. And more work on the truck. Ended up having them rebuild one of the window motors. Along came my grandson's birthday, and just what he needs to get is a hand routed sign, but he seemed to like it. It was fun, something different. This is for my wife. We made little Woody dolls. I have a few more designs in mind, but there's my little Woody sitting on the shoulder of the big Woody. And there's Frankie May. There's just a little cuteness break right there. Along the way, I built some easels for my neighbor, and that was my wife's grandson, James, also. But the easels were a lot of fun, real simple stuff to make. And along the way, we photographed Goodriss's graduation in there. Done a little bit of photography. This was working on my nephew's car. He's got a little Saturn and blew out one of the gaskets in the exhaust system, so we had a little break there, did a little work on that. Now it's time to build a new louver door, or take out the louver doors, put sliding doors in on our pantry. Because once you fix something, everything else starts looking bad. So instead of buying the frame, I made it. It worked out really, really well. Of course, a lot more planing, a lot more sawdust, but it worked out really, really well. They're basically book matched. And the little shark fin that they run on, the one on the right was for my brothers. So now you can see the doors there on the left hand side there. It's kind of cool. And that's the kitchen. It's pretty much done now. There's the cool latch for the back door and the new handle for the sliding doors. They really, really worked out well. They were a lot of fun to build. Built a frame for a client. I hate to paint beautiful maple, but hey, whatever. Yeah, I've been making a lot of these little phone stand things. It's just out of scrap wood, but there's a lot of character to them and they're a lot of fun. So, and that's pretty much it. That's what I did on my Chinese virus vacation.